Welcome back, everybody, to Last Night Productions. I'm your host, Carlos. With me today, I got a couple people to talk about the new Marvel film, Thunderbolts. We got Juan beaming in. How you doing, Juan?
What up, you guys?
And we got the Thunderbolts commentator himself, Tony. What's up?
What's up?
Um, yeah, so we all went to the theater and we saw Thunderbolts starring Florence Pugh, directed by Jake Schreier, I think is his name. This one is kind of like Marvel's version of Suicide Squad, where you have the lesser known superheroes being put into a storyline. And these guys are kind of the B team, in my opinion. You got David Harbour's playing Alexi. What's the Red
Guardian.
The Red Guardian. You got Wyatt Russell playing John Walker, who's kind of like a Captain America guy.
Well,
I
he's like a
skipped
U.S.
his show.
agent.
A U.S. agent?
Yeah. They only say it is the end credit of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. She refers to him as U.S. agent, but not really in the movie.
Oh, that's interesting. Do they call him Captain America in the?
In the show,
the
he
TV
was for like a little bit.
He was in the show. He was officially Captain America, though. That's why, or they were trying to make him Captain America.
Okay.
Yeah, he's supposed to take up the mantle.
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan's back. He's playing Bucky again. We even see Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld. She's playing like the big boss. I'm trying to think of who she is in DC universe. What was her name in that one?
Waller.
Oh, Amanda
Waller. Amanda Waller, yeah. And then we also have Ghost, who's played by, is that Olga Kurylenko?
No, that's Taskmaster.
Yeah, we'll talk about that soon. But it's a standard Marvel film. You got the heroes. They got to learn how to work together, a lot like Suicide Squad.
Because they're even Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Just a
true.
mismatched squad of near-do-wellers, and they have to learn how to work together to overcome the odds. And we're even introduced to a few new characters along the way. Let's check out the trailer, everybody.
Lena, being a hero, there is no higher calling. Your sister understood something about that.
I should have come back for you.
No. That's just a fairy tale.
I was in high school when the Avengers came. Kind of strange that it's all over now. No one's coming to save the day.
I think we are. We can be the ones that are coming.
But you have the wrong people. We have all done bad things.
Look, I've been where you are. The past doesn't go away. So you can either live with it forever, or you can do something about it.
I am a void. Look what you unleashed. You can't outrun the emptiness.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
We all have things that we regret.
But I have so many.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
We can't stop him alone. No one can. But we can find a way. Together.
Marvel Studios Thunderbolts.
Under pressure.
Asterisk. Yeah. Thunderbolts. What'd you guys think? Tony, you want to start us off? What'd you think about Thunderbolts?
I enjoyed Thunderbolts, and I think it's like probably, like everyone's saying, it's one of the better Marvel ones to come out, which I'd had to agree with. I might even put it above Guardians 3, depending on how many times I end up rewatching that one. But I kind of did go in with like high expectations. Like I know that they put the A24 trailer out as a joke, but like because they did have a lot of like overlap with like other projects that they've had people working on. Like the composers did Everything Ever All at Once, and then I believe the cinematographer worked on Green Knight, and then of course there was a few others. But I haven't seen those other movies too much. But yeah, I thought this one was really good, and it was a heartfelt movie. It had like a message and something to say, and I think it executed it pretty well.
Nice. I didn't know that the composer was the same from Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's cool.
Yeah, there's a whole trailer that was like a joke that it would play a few times when I saw it in the theaters.
I'm trying to pull up that A24 trailer.
It should be called like a This Is Cinema trailer.
It says A24 style teaser trailer. Here, I'll share it. Share screen. Oh, it's playing in the little picture. Can't even hear it. Anyway, Juan, what'd you think about Thunderbolts?
Honestly, I didn't expect to like this movie at all. Like when they first announced it, I was gonna watch it no matter what, But I thought it was gonna be like another mediocre kind of Marvel movie that's been coming out lately, because
Yeah.
that's all that's been coming out, pretty kind of. But seeing all the hype, I went to go watch it Saturday, and I ended up really enjoying it. Honestly, yeah, it was one of the better ones that. I mean, it's not saying a lot, but at the same time, it's like it's one of the better ones that's been out since for a while.
Yeah. I think the last one was Captain America.
Yeah.
Facing against the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
As for me, oh man, it's a tough one for me. I'm right there with you on. I wasn't expecting to like it. Who are these characters? I don't care about. I don't think any of them. Ghost. She was in Ant-Man 2.
Yeah.
Don't remember that. I do not remember her in that one, unfortunately. Red Guardian. He's probably the best part. He's got all the punchlines. He's funny. David Harbour is awesome in everything he does. But I think our main focus is on Florence Pugh. She opens the movie, narrating it, talking about having like that depression from I think losing her sister and probably getting snapped and everything by Thanos. Um, I like Florence Pugh. I'm a big Florence Pugh fan, so it was nice seeing her in the Marvel movie again. But yeah, it feels kind of like our basic Marvel plot. Get the team. We've seen it, like I was saying, in Suicide Squad. Get the team together. Let's do the mission. Nobody's gonna die. We already know the stakes. Marvel, the good guys always win. So no surprises there. But I did like the theme. I liked, like I was saying, Florence Pugh opens up talking about depression, being close to the edge before she flies off of the building. And then it even visually comes out with our antagonist, the Void. He's just a dark spirit looking dude. He's like a shadow, and then he just sucks you into the void, and it's explained through his character that that's kind of just how he feels. That's his vibe he's giving off, so he's kind of spreading that around to everybody in New York City. Yeah, I also got to say, kind of dull visually. I mean, this background right here is very gray tones. I got a couple more pictures. I think we're hanging out in like an underground secret base in the desert, and it's all like brutalist architecture that could be in any, like, I don't know, James Bond movie, any action film. Just super boring backgrounds or settings rather. Probably the most interesting thing visually is their Wheaties boxes in this movie. But I got an emotional response like I was supposed to, especially during the heartfelt scenes between Pew and her dad. And I like the team coming together at the end to rally around and save the day. And would you guys like to add anything before we get into spoilers? Because I feel like
I feel like a lot of people might not like this movie because for me, I enjoyed it, the story and everything, but I
yeah,
did feel like a lot of people might think it might be too slow. And if you really look at it, there wasn't a lot of action towards until the very end. Like it was more just storytelling. Like
that's
it
true.
just
That's
tried to
true.
be more storytelling than action, which is kind
Yeah,
of a little bit different, you know.
yeah. We didn't get too much action. I guess it was kind of cool when they first meet up and they're all fighting each
Yeah.
other, trying to show how they're all sent after each other. And then you fight the security guards who are
Hmm.
coming in the bunker.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I was
you're
talking to
kind of right.
somebody, and then they were saying that they didn't like it just because of that. That there was like no action at all in it, and I
Yeah,
was like, yeah, it was like it was more of a story. Like they're trying to tell a story rather than show, you know.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Should we move over to the spoilers?
But I guess before spoilers, I guess one thing you could say is like if you watch Black Widow, like one of the infamous scenes was that jump at the end. So like her doing that stunt at the beginning was kind of like a way to redeem it because that was like a practical stunt she actually trained for to
Mm.
start the movie out with, versus like that CGI explosion that everyone was making fun of in the last movie she showed up in.
Yeah, I guess she wanted to do the practical effects because of that, huh? Getting made fun
Yeah.
of.
Mm.
But you're saying it kind of parallels her sister's jump? Oh, when
No,
she
she
like
was the
sacrificed herself?
one who jumps. I'm talking about in Black Widow. It ends on like a CGI explosion where she flies off the ship. It was
Oh,
like
yeah,
one of
yeah,
the
yeah.
during the climax.
Oh, okay, okay. I guess Scarlett Johansson did jump off though to kill herself with
Yeah, she
Hawkeye.
does.
I thought that's what you were talking about. Anyway,
No,
let's move into spoilers now, guys. I think I could recommend you seeing this film if you haven't already. Kind of seems like Marvel expected all of the diehard fans to see it this
I
weekend.
know they're already spoiling it. They spoiled
They're
it. Well,
starting
was
to
Saturday,
spoil it
Saturday
now.
night, Sunday.
yeah,
The
that might be
Saturday
because
came out with
they
spoilers.
expected a bigger show up. Like it might be they
Mm.
want to push more people to theaters, which I don't know if that's gonna work or not because I feel like they would have seen it by now if they were one of those in the crowd that would do it.
Mm.
Yeah,
To see if it gets more walk-ups.
yeah. I mean, it's not doing bad in the box office right now. It's got opening weekend was $74 million on a budget of
180.
180 million. Hmm. Yeah, they're still, they're making their money still. They got time. Maybe this new ad campaign will get more butts in the seats. But let's start talking about spoilers now. Tomorrow's a cheap Tuesday, so if you want to go see it, I recommend you see it on a cheap Tuesday. Fellas, you recommend seeing it
Yeah,
in
Yeah, I
the big
definitely.
recommend
screen?
seeing it.
Okay. Then on to the spoiler section. Now we could kind of start talking about Bob, who's he played by, Tone? He's played
It's
by
played by Lewis Pullman.
Yeah.
Lewis Pullman. Yeah. I feel like this is the first time I've seen him act in anything. Oh wait,
He was
He was
Bob
a
in Top
strength.
Gun.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was in Top Gun too. Yeah. He was pretty good in this one. I liked him, and his character had a lot to do in the film. Um, I will say though, it felt kind of tropey. I feel like I've seen this type of character, the timid character, hiding, and then all of a sudden, oh look, I can do like blasts and push the whole squad away with all my powers. I feel like I've
What was
seen
your
that before.
letterbox review? You told us not to read it before the show.
Oh, it's a long one. I'm kind of fitting a little bit of everything in right now.
Okay. Okay.
Fighting, yeah.
Yeah, because
What'd you guys think about Bob?
I
Uh,
thought I like Bob. I don't know too
yeah.
much about him in the comics, but I feel like he pulled off the role. It's pretty much like a Yelena and Bob movie. Like they're
Mm.
really the main two characters.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what mental illness he has, but I just know a little bit is that like his like sentries, like him projecting like what his idea of like the superhero is, and then the void is always like there. So I'm not sure how that works.
Mm.
Like if he can still come out as a sentry, but it's always like he has that risk of the void returning. But I thought it created like an interesting dynamic with the thing. Like, and I wouldn't say he's just like a straight Superman ripoff because like that is like a pretty big weakness of his. Like he's not reliable. Even in the post credit scene, he kind of hints at that, saying that he did the
Mm.
dishes. Like he still can't be at the level the team expects of him.
yeah. And I
Yeah. I feel
wonder
like
if.
he,
Oh,
oh,
go ahead, one.
I feel like he played the role because like he kind of always like every time you see him, it's like, oh, when is the Void gonna take over? You know, like he kept he didn't have control of himself at all times. You know,
Mhm.
like you could see it in him the way he acted and everything, and you're like, oh shit, at any minute he could snap. You know.
You won't like him when he's angry.
Uh,
Then I guess
Um,
another thing that's kind of funny is like how they're doing the new rollout where they're called the New Avengers and they have Taskmaster on the box, but it's like we all know how that was like such a short-lived role.
yeah, that's one thing I wanted to bring up was false advertising by Disney. Um, I've always been interested in Taskmaster. And she was in a previous film,
Black
Black
Widow,
Widow.
Yelena, and Red Guardian are all from Black Widow.
Oh, okay. I've always thought the character is kind of cool. They can learn anybody's abilities and use them against you. But they had like posters and stuff. This is a Thunderbolt, and doing a big advertising. She shows up for like maybe a minute tops, and then she's out of the movie.
Yeah, I'm
That
pretty sure
was
the actress is only in that scene where her mask opens up, and the rest I'm pretty sure was just a stunt actor.
probably
But
right.
every movie needs their Slipknot or their Captain Boomerang where they just die in the first few minutes. Like that, I wasn't like super disappointed like some people are, because honestly, people were hating Black Widow a lot. Like that, like I mean not Black Widow, but the character from Black Widow. They didn't like her Taskmaster in that one, so it kind of seemed like in a way like they were kind of just getting rid of her for the fans. And I guess if they wanted to, they could always bring like the Taskmaster from the comics back in
Alternate universe Taskmaster.
or something. I don't know. I don't think Taskmaster's like that crucial to the universe though.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's behind the scenes they changed up some of the movie because Bucky and Red Guardian had a smaller role, and I'm pretty sure Taskmaster and Ghost and like one of the scripts had like they were gonna connect more throughout the movie, but because they put Bucky back in, they just decided to reduce Taskmaster's role, pretty much just get rid of her.
Oh, okay. All in the writing room.
Yeah.
And then you also brought up how, I mean, we kind of hinted at it, that this film's called Thunderbolts with the asterisk, and then I think it was yesterday they started a brand new ad campaign where they're ripping the title off of the posters all over the cities, and they call it the New Avengers now, which is interesting. How do you guys feel about the New Avengers? I don't
honestly,
I don't know anything about them.
when they brought that up, when they brought that up in the movie, I was like, wait, what? I was like, I thought the other ones were supposed to be the new Avengers. Well, what was what movie did they end up? Was it Civil War when they had when Falcon was had the whole little new squad? Was it Civil War
No,
at
I
the
think
end, or was
I know
it
like at the end of Captain America
Endgame?
4, he kind of hints at like his own Avengers.
Yeah,
Which
that's
like
what I
No,
was
because
thinking.
there was one movie where he was like he had them all like standing in front of him. I forgot what movie it was.
it's,
But
was it Falcon that was the one standing in front?
yeah,
It
yeah,
had to be
Falcon had everybody's.
it had to be Endgame, I feel like.
That's
It
what
might have
I
been
was thinking.
Endgame,
Yeah.
and it was just all like the younger ones. So I had like I think Shuri was on there, Winter Soldier. Who else was in it? I forgot who else was there. You know, and I was like, oh, they were gonna be the new Avengers. But then when I started calling them the new Avengers, I was like, wait, what happened about the other ones? But then they kind of explain it later on in the whole post-credit scenes that there's
Yeah,
maybe two new Avengers, two new
yeah.
Avengers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which movie that was because I do remember like I think Shang Chi ends with like a Avengers meeting, but it's like a few members like Hulk and Shuri and Captain Marvel.
Oh.
I kind of thought they would be the Dark Avengers. I didn't expect the whole new Avengers thing, but I think it's kind of interesting, and especially if it plays into like a dynamic between Sam and Falcon. But I thought in the
That
show
would be
they're supposed
cool.
to be like really close. Like if that like really like creates like a problem between them in the next movie. The Avengers are
Bucky
always
and
fighting, it seems,
Cap.
and yeah, Captain America, this Sam Wilson.
Oh yeah. That's another thing. Another gripe I have is you guys are naming off the Hulk. You guys are naming off Captain America. You guys are naming
Mm.
off Miss Marvel. Some real superheroes. And then we get this movie, which we've seen with Suicide Squad, you know, the B team. I feel like this might be even the C or D team. Because even in Suicide Squad, those guys are kind of cool. You got King Shark, who's a giant, you know, strong shark that can bite through stuff. Polka Dot Man, who's visually interesting and has a visually interesting power where he could blow people up. What do we got in this one? We got knockoff
Literally,
Captain America.
pretty much
We
three
got
of them. There's three Captain Americas. There's one
yeah,
Ghost that can like phase in and out of like matter, and then just Black Widow pretty much Elena's. But I would say though, I do have to agree that I think Elena is more fleshed out than Black Widow, especially because she's probably has the same amount of screen time now, and they waited until
really? You
after.
think?
I think so. I mean, I haven't seen Hawkeye, but I know she shows up in that, and
Oh yeah,
she's also in Black Widow, the like full length movie
yeah.
plus Thunderbolts.
We got Commie Man. Ghost, Ghost, like you're saying, she can phase in and out of walls. That's like the coolest power of the whole group, I think. And she doesn't get that much airtime. It feels like. I think the whole movie, they have a counter to her power where they just blast her with sound waves. So
Mhm.
whole movie, she's disabled. She can't even use her powers.
In that elevator scene, though, I don't think I've ever seen Captain America jump as high as he did, like right before he
Yeah.
falls down. Like, but I know like he falls from like great heights in like Civil War and stuff, or like even Winter Soldier, he jumps out of the elevator.
Oh, super soldiers. Just a movie of super soldiers. And you get to that big fight scene where they show down with Sentry, and they're just getting their butts whipped. That was kind of a cool scene in Avenger Tower. Did Avenger Tower get blown up at one point? Is that why she's rebuilding it? I
I'm
don't
not
remember.
sure. It was getting renovated, I think, and then she was just doing her own modifications because I know that in Homecoming he was clearing it out, and then there was one project, or no, I think this was a project where they reveal who buys it, but I think there was like one where they hint at someone being a buyer. Maybe that was just like behind the scenes.
Mhm.
And then so the void's powers, he sucks you into the void and you're kind of just trapped in your own personal hell, basically, living the same
It's
bad
like your
memories
worst,
over and over
your
again.
your worst memory, pretty much, right? That's what you
Yeah.
have to live
Yeah.
over and over again.
Pretty interesting. Just like all of New York City getting engulfed in that.
Mm.
The New Yorkers, they got it tough. They're getting attacked by Thanos and his goons, and they're getting attacked by the Void on a fucking random Tuesday. It's crazy out there. I don't want to live in New York. um, but what do you think about that sequence when we're trapped inside of the Void?
I think that's where it's gonna disappoint some people if it's not like their. That's not usually like how the Marvel movies end because it's not like the big boss fight. It's kind of like Captain America 4 where they have to talk the villain down.
Mm.
But I feel like it works more here than it did in Captain America 4 because I thought that Red Hulk's whole thing was that he gets angrier than the Hulk. So like I feel like how would you get through to him if like getting through to like normal Hulk was hard enough as is. I don't know.
But
I
Really? Is
did.
that
that was like,
canon?
oh.
That Red Hulk gets madder?
Yeah.
I
I
didn't even
think the
think
only
of
Well,
thing
that.
this,
I did like that sequence. I just kind of wish we saw a little bit more of the others because really we only see Elena the whole time, minus that
oh yeah,
part of the movie where we do see Walker's memory for a little bit.
that would have
Just
been
that
cool.
one
Like,
scene.
yeah, like how they got to the void too. You know, like
Yeah,
all of their worst nightmares that they're reliving too.
yeah. But that
Yeah,
kind of seems like
that would
it's
have
like
been
puts
cool.
more work on the audience to just kind of theorize, like, oh, like what could it be? But we've seen some of
Mm.
Bucky stuff that we could assume is like what's going on for his.
Bucky
Oh yeah, I
said,
mean
"I
you
don't have
could,
any
yeah, Bucky would be
nightmares."
easy, but like yeah.
Bucky said, "I'm fine. I have a wonderful past." Oh man. Should we talk about the after credits
Oh, I was gonna say, Tone, so the secretary
for
for
Valentina?
Valentina, Mel, her name was Mel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's supposed to be Songbird, right?
I think so.
That's what I
I've just
saw.
been seeing that. Who is Songbird though?
I don't know. So
Songbird.
I was like, let's see. Gunner, she's supposed to be one of the heroes, but that they didn't show any of her powers.
One thing also that's kind of silly is why did that congressman not know about the or whoever's impeaching her, he said you're trying to make some sort of super person, but he said it in a way like he doesn't believe those exist. But it's like her whole team's comprised of like super soldiers and like they exist in like the Marvel universe.
Mm. Yeah, I guess like she was like a villain, and then she joined and then she joined the Thunderbolts after.
Huh. Songbird. Never
Maybe
heard of her.
I didn't even notice anything, but I guess she's supposed to have some emblem or some like hint in the movie that
Mm.
that's who she is.
Oh.
I guess Valentina will end up doing like experiments on her or something like that, and
Yeah.
then
Put her in the Sentry program.
that's how she turns into Songbird.
The after credits, we're hanging out with them in Avengers Tower. They're the new Avengers, and they're cracking jokes about like the media and how they're being seen on social media. That was, kind of cute,
Mm.
kind of clever. But then it's revealed that there's an incoming ship. What do you guys think?
The
Incoming
X
ship.
Men.
The X Men are coming.
Like one thing I forgot to mention when like you're talking about spoilers, like oh they're like spoiling the movie, but that was kind of like a sentiment that people had before it even came out because they did that whole Doomsday chair reveal where they pretty much announced everyone except for Taskmaster from the Thunderbolts to be in the movie, and then also
Ah,
they announced the Fantastic Four in it. But then I
Yeah.
also guess because I never really pay attention to the music credits, but the Fantastic Four theme shows before that post credit, so people already saw that that was coming. But
I
I think
saw
like
that
you
and I said, Sam, that's kind of weird. That says Fantastic Four theme song, and then all of a sudden it plays. Like, ah,
yeah. I still think there's like a few scenarios for that. Like I think that it can either be like that. Maybe it's like you say it's like Doom because that would be like a nice twist if it was like he hijacked their ship, or then also I feel like they could succeed but still somehow have like a technicality where the world's marked for death to where they have to go to the main timeline. I just think that there's still like a surprise that they could have for Fantastic Four where it doesn't feel like it's like spoiled, or then they'll just have like their own post credit scene, maybe like some sort of like Doom tease, which I thought the post credit scene here was done better than Captain America 4, but this one's also from, I'm pretty sure the Russo brothers from Doomsday, because they said that that scene was like filmed like 4 weeks ago or something like that on a different
what?
production.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that sounds like because that's what I was thinking. I was like, the most likely outcome is going to be the Fantastic Four. The world gets destroyed, and they pretty much escape to the whole MCU. But then I was thinking, I was like, I was like, oh yeah, that's what Tony said, and that what if it is Doom, and that's how he gets introduced for Doomsday and all that.
That'd be
Um,
cool. He
or
blew up everybody else, and now he has to come to a
Yeah.
new
No, but
universe.
my first thought when they're like, oh, it's an alien ship, they're like, and then it became the Fantastic, and it was to have the Four logo, and I was like, oh, is it going to be like the old Fantastic Four, one of the old ones from the past previous
Oh
movies,
yeah, the
like they're
Fox
doing the whole
ones.
multiverse thing and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Pulling
Yeah,
what was it, Deadpool? When was
yeah,
that
but they were gonna have
Johnny
Yeah,
Black?
where they had the Human Torch fake out.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan's Fantastic Four.
I still think whatever it is, it's gonna be funny that Red Guardian's like one of the first people they're meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's almost like their
But then also the other
Drax.
thing too was like another big thing that they could pull is the whole Reed Richards by himself and introduce the Maker.
That'd be
Oh yeah,
cool.
that'd be cool.
I
They do
mean,
that
that's gonna be the
to
least. That's
Downey
the least
Jr. is.
possible. Yeah, that's the least possible outcome. But that would be a crazy one too. Is they throw that out there.
I just hope it's, or I can see it being like that trope, like from Infinity War, where the Asgardians get beat. Like I kind of worried that that's what they thought it was going to be. Is they're just going to be like the cannon fodder to open up the next movie to like establish like a threat level, or maybe they
Mm,
still do that, but then they have to work together with whoever Sam puts together. And like
mm.
I'm just kind of curious how they're going to do the whole like fighting thing, because him and Bucky were pretty close, like to instantly turn around and fight like that. But that's like always the Avengers are always like fighting, had to reunite within their own movie.
I know, but that's the thing. It's like, do you think they're gonna fight each other though? The whole Avenger versus Avenger, or
No,
you
but I
think
feel
they're
like
gonna team
just
up
like
right
the
away?
whole like disagreements, like
Oh, okay.
disagreement.
Civil War
Kind
Part
of like,
2.
yeah, it's like Civil War Part Two, pretty much, right?
Yeah, like because
Oh, that's.
Infinity War they weren't working together full time, and then Endgame you had to watch them reunite before they
Mm,
start working together again as like one giant team.
mm.
Well, I guess in Age of Ultron they weren't fighting each other really.
I feel like after you go through something as big as that, you should be able to work with people,
Yeah.
Yeah,
not fight each other. Yeah, what do you guys rate this one out of 5? How many Thunderbolts you giving it, Tone?
I had to go with the 4.5 just because I don't think it's like a perfect movie, but I still think that this one resonated with me more than some of the other Marvel stuff that we've got. And I don't know, I just thought I kind of like I never thought it was gonna be like a bad movie, but even like going in with like sort of like high expectations, I still feel like they exceeded them a little bit to where I had to give it a 4.5.
Mm.
What about you, Juan?
Honestly, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Honestly, because for me, honestly, all the way up till like the day before I was gonna go watch it, I was like, I didn't had no expectations for the movie. But then when I was watching it, I was pretty much entertained the whole time. I was really invested in the story. It pretty much got me like kind of hyped for what's to come with the whole Avengers versus Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and everything that. I feel like this got me even more excited for Fantastic Four because I want to
Yeah,
see like what the whole post credit scene actually is.
yeah.
Like, uh,
That's the movie I'm
yeah,
most
four out of
excited for
five.
about Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
excited.
Mhm.
Superman.
Superman second place for most excited. Um,
what,
as for
what
me,
about you?
I think boring set pieces, not the most exciting characters in my opinion, like especially compared to Suicide Squad. Um, the story, standard Marvel, hero's journey, and everybody wins in the end. But I did like the theme. I liked exploring depression and the void, and how you have to come together as friends and really pull each other out of that. But Florence Pugh, who stars in this one, she also stars in 2019's A24 film Midsommar, and
Mm.
that one has more stakes in that one. It's not tied down to the Marvel storyline, so you get a little bit more in that one, and it explores a similar theme. And actually, one of my favorite scenes from that one is when they all get together and they start breathing together and kind of going through a stressful time together, which is a lot like what they end up doing in Thunderbolts. But yeah, I
But I would
recommend
argue that
Midsommar.
Thunderbolts doesn't feel like you need to do that much homework. Like I've seen all these projects, but watching the movie, like it's actually not that connected to other stuff. Like at least I didn't feel like you had to do your homework for this one. The only thing that you could say is like the big surprise is really the post credit scene. Otherwise, when you're watching the movie, like there is no big character really you wouldn't expect to be there. Like even Captain America 4 had Bucky show up, which is kind of like their big like outside character that was like their big cameo, but they didn't really have that here. Like it's the only real new character you get that's like really important is Sentry. Otherwise,
Yeah,
he's really the new one for this movie. And
guys, I
then
gotta I gotta be honest. I don't like Bucky. I don't know why they're still trying to push Bucky on me all these years later. I didn't like him back
You
then.
never liked him?
No, he's a dude
No.
with the one arm. He's got a robot. What do I give a shit about Bucky?
He's a
I don't
super
care.
soldier.
Yeah, well, I guess it's kind of cool. He was originally Captain America's sidekick in World War II. That's cool. He's been in it too long. I just never gave a shit about Bucky. I'm
I
sorry.
kind of didn't care
Well,
about Bucky too much, but like up until like Thunderbolts, I was like, okay, like I kind of want to see more Bucky. Like I mean, he's cool, but really people care about him because he's Captain America's like best friend. I feel like he doesn't have a lot of time to shine though. Even in Falcon and Winter Soldier, he doesn't have that much screen time compared to Falcon.
Yeah, he's just the
I
assassin
saw
there, stay
that.
on the camera.
I saw that Bucky and well, they're saying Bucky is the only character to appear in all 5 phases.
Yeah.
But then, and Loki,
I've seen people
too.
get saying like giving criticism saying that Sebastian Stan doesn't look like he's that interested during the movie, but I kind of didn't get the impression. Like to me, it kind of worked for the movie because he's like a failing congressman. Like he
Mhm.
doesn't really want to be like the mercenary again, but then he kind of does work as like the guy who really has been there and like done all that because he's worked for like Hydra when he's trying to win over her secretary.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was cute. He was talking to fuck, Red Guardian. He's like, where did you get yours? And he's like, I got it from Hydra. His super soldier serum. He's like, oh, that's a good one. I got mine from like the Soviet Union or something. So it wasn't as
Yeah.
good. I don't know.
And I don't know why it didn't register for me until like I was like watching the movie, but I was like, oh yeah, he really does know John Walker from the show. Like they just like totally slipped my mind. Where he's like, "You know me, Bucky," and I was like, "Oh yeah, he does know him." Totally forgot that. But I think that the real like Bucky and him really do serve to tie the team together because the other ones are interested in like running away from Sentry the whole time.
Yeah. Overall, oh, and one last thing, the spoilers in this movie are incredible. I had it spoiled for me like the day before it even came out. Um,
Wait,
that
what part did you have spoiled?
oh man, that Taskmaster gets blown away, or
Oh,
at
but
least
that one you could tell by the trailers though, because she wasn't in it. That's what I remember. I told Tony, I was like, "Damn, they're really gonna kill her off, huh?" Because
Oh, one
she was
thing I want to say before
barely in
CJ
it.
moves on is when he said that the like locations are boring and stuff. I feel like I don't think they were boring per se, but it kind of makes the world feel a little bit smaller. Like, I mean, the movie feels smaller because you don't switch locations that many times, but it was like shot on location, which is, I would say, by Marvel standards, like that's pretty interesting.
Reader Man 19 said Sentry is already one of the best MCU characters. He kind of is shaping up to look like that. I guess the only thing is he has that big con where he turns
Yeah.
into the void if you stress him out too much.
Well, that's the thing is like how much are we gonna see of him in like Doomsday and see it like or like how much are they gonna actually use him? Is he gonna go full Sentry or is he gonna be too scared to use it?
He's going to
You
be the
know?
guy screwing everything up.
I kind of want
Yeah.
to see how Sentry and Adam Warlock would be introduced because wasn't Adam Warlock like a big part of the
Oh yeah,
Infinity War
whatever happened to
comic?
him?
He was part of the New Guardians, but he's like pretty powerful.
Oh yeah, he's
Like,
on the New Guardians, right?
yeah,
Showed up for
I
like a
think,
couple seconds in that one. Guardians
yeah.
3.
Like I was just curious and I was like looking up like who's stronger, Sentry or Adam Warlock, and people say Adam Warlock might actually take him just because he has a little bit more like knowledge and skills, and he's like always fighting guys that are above his weight class. Like I
I
want
did
to see
see
like all
somebody
those.
bring it up where they were like, "How did Sentry learn how to fight so quickly?"
Yeah,
Reader Man said, glad they killed off Taskmaster. Time to give the character a fresh start. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Very
Well,
forgettable in Ant-Man 2. I don't remember any scenes in Ant-Man 2.
because they weren't in
But
Ant-Man 2. That was Ghost in Ant-Man 2. The
oh, really?
Taskmaster's from Black Widow.
South was Black Widow.
Okay. Yeah, that movie was super forgettable. I forgot they even made a Black Widow. Um,
That's why
but
her and Yelena were like,
that's what I was saying was Taskmaster. I got that spoiled for me.
mm,
Even then, it was probably the lamest death I've ever seen. Like, I don't even know if I was
shot to the head.
surprised by it. Just a quick shot to the head. I'm like,
Mm,
maybe sacrifice her to one of the bad guys or something. I don't know. Make it seem like there's some
mm.
stakes. It's just
Yeah, I
ghost
thought she was gonna die. I thought she was gonna die to like Sentry or something like that, but or like in the
the
void.
void or
I didn't know
something.
they were gonna kill her off right at the beginning.
Marvel
Yeah,
always does those fake outs though with their trailers. Like they did it all over the Infinity War and Endgame
Oh yeah,
trailers.
with Hulk.
Like Hulk never hulked out, and then they
Hulk was
changed
never in
War
the
Machine's
battle.
armor color.
Yeah.
bet they will use Sentry to power Battle World. What?
Mm.
What is Battle World?
That's if they do that version, but I think it's gonna be more like the Hickman one, where it's like different multiverses collide. There's two uh, versions. I don't remember. It's like where the universes like have to fight each other in an incursion, like whichever is the victorious one would win. I kind of zoned out. Like I've read those, but it didn't all click when they're explaining it to me.
Oh,
But it's pretty much like that whole space crisis they're talking about. Like that's what they're trying to introduce is like these multiverses would have to fight each other to have their universe be the one that's spared.
there can only be one universe. Is
Yeah,
that what
pretty
it is?
much. Yeah,
Hmm.
like they fight the original Ultimates in the Secret Wars.
Yeah, but overall, guys, I think I might forget this one pretty quick. I think Sam walked out of the theater and said, huh? Uh, what did we just watch? I don't remember anything."
Wait, did
Wait,
you say you're rating for
yeah, what did you
Thunderbolts?
rate it? You didn't rate it, huh?
Because it's going to be so forgettable. It's a movie, passable. The Marvel formula gets it done. I got a little tear at one point. Got all the emotional responses.
Well, when Taskmaster died, you cried.
No, when Elena and Red Guardian are talking.
That was that was the emotional scene.
Yeah. This one's a 3 out of 5 for me. It's passable. Definitely not the best Marvel movie, but I think what it is it's a stepping
It's a
stone for us to
setup.
get to the
It's a
next.
setup for the
It's a
setup for
setup.
the
So
next stuff.
What
Yeah,
made Cap
that's
4
I
a
feel
4
like.
out of 5 for you?
that's my point. Is that one? You know, you
Yeah.
had the
This
Hulk
is where it
coming at
gets
you.
crazy. That
Uh,
That's
I
talk about standard Marvel movie. That's the most standard one there is. Like, if you think
that's
about
what
it,
I
you go
like.
some. If
That's
it
what
goes
I
from Dead,
want.
if it goes from Deadpool Wolverine, like people are like we're back at Deadpool Wolverine. Then you get to Cap 4. Then people are saying, "Oh, now we're gone," and then Thunderbolts is back. So it's like really the low point was Cap 4, and you're just over here.
No, dude,
You
Cat
gotta be
4
the.
is the eye candy
No, it is
that I
not. Eye candy.
want.
You know what? The eye candy they switched that guy's design and post production that was distracting during the whole movie. Like you talk about crazy visuals. Cap 4 was boring to look at.
Whose visuals did they switch?
The leader, he had like his comic big forehead with like the crazy hairdo, and then they changed it in post production with like the brainy look. And
Yeah,
also, that was like the most rushed post credit scene ever, where he's like, "You think you're the only heroes out here to protect your universe?" Like that's kind of like the Hickman type thing. I
that
think
was
it'd have been
kind of.
better off without it and just wait for like what Thunderbolts didn't have the new production. Put your post credit scene up.
I felt like Captain America that had more personality. We're hanging out in DC. We're hanging out in the White House.
You do that in
Um,
Thunderbolts too,
exactly. You hang out in New York, and it is like the most
and Washington.
boring
She's getting
New
impeached
York
in
I've ever
Washington, and
seen.
she says Hulk smashed up this place.
That was so boring. I forgot that she was even hanging out in Washington. She was like in a ballroom, like at parties in Washington. Like it doesn't even look as good as Captain America. Looks like a
Go
step
back,
down. Oh
Captain.
yeah. Readerman said, "Bet Doomsday will be about Doom going after Loki Sentry and some others to make Battle World." I have never heard of this Battle World. Personally, Phase 4, 5, 6 are good with stuff like Shang Chi, Guardians 3, Moon Knight, Spider Man, Deadpool, Daredevil, and Hawkeye, and Thunderbolts. It's good.
Hmm.
It's a fine phase. I mean, it's not the original, Avengers movies that we all know and love, but we're
Oh.
getting into like I actually like Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's pretty good. That's another visually fun movie compared to this one at least.
I
Hanging
don't
out
think I don't
in
think Cap 4 is visually interesting at all. Like I think for me, I gave that a 3.5. I was like, that was just I didn't
no
hate it, but
way.
there was not much to love about it. Like I think Thunderbolts would be way more memorable
You're
for me
you
if
they
you
were
could phase
fighting
it.
out where the big Eternals guardian was. They were There's some good set
Yeah,
pieces in Captain America. That was good.
it felt small scale. Like you think those other ships wouldn't be sending jets out at them.
Redeemer Man said, "I just hate how people crap on it. Even old MCU had crappers." Yeah,
Yeah, like the
definitely.
how do people forget those first two Thor movies? Those are the hardest to get through on my rewatch. Like those ones, I was like, oh, I don't know if I probably won't rewatch the whole thing again like that. I'll just watch my favorites.
I liked
Hmm.
oh shit. Oh, damn it, I forgot. Oh, She-Hulk. That's what I wanted to bring up, Reader Man. I liked She-Hulk a lot.
I
It
still
would be
haven't
funny
watched
if
that
like
one.
if at the end where they said that there's like a legal battle, if they really do tie that into someone like She-Hulk, because I just don't see Daredevil getting added. Like unfortunately, like I think even they're like, oh, we're just not gonna put him in like one of those Avengers movies. Like the only time he's really been in a movie is Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Which Spider-Man? The
He
the
was in it was in Far From
No Way
Home, and
Home.
then
oh,
in
he was like the
oh yeah,
lawyer.
No Way Home, yeah, and he gets like an extended scene where he's helping Foggy.
Which the Void is popping off in New York City. Where's Daredevil? Where's Spider-Man? Where's all the homies?
I know. I think you
Um,
see that. Like, everybody was asking. They're like, "Where's Spider Man in all of this?" He got caught in the
yeah.
void.
Reader Man said Incredible Hulk, both Thor's, Ant Man and Wasp, Captain Marvel, and Black Panther, which I don't really prefer. Are you saying all of those ones are like
Hmm.
not good movies?
Pretty much just saying
Daredevil,
like those are the ones he doesn't.
yeah, doesn't like as much.
Hmm.
Daredevil is perfect for street level. No need to be an Avengers movie.
But
Yeah,
he was there for Secret Wars, at least in the original comic book. I think he was
really?
like one of them that was like spying on Doom's plot or something like that, or he was spying on someone,
We do
or that
slap him
might have
with
been a
the nunchucks.
cartoon.
Oh, oh yeah, Reader said those. Yeah, the Hulk movies. I don't remember those being very good. Both Thors you didn't like. Oh man, you know what? I didn't enjoy Iron Man 2. Hmm, me about that. I skipped Iron Man 3.
Dang, I meant there's like one of his better ones where he's dealing with PTSD.
Hmm.
Captain Marvel.
That was before they put Shane Black in director's jail.
Poor Shane Black. Yeah, so what is it? 4.5 from Tony, 4 from Juan, a 3 from me. Enjoyable. I'd say go see it on a cheap Tuesday. And now it's changed its name from Thunderbolts to New Avengers. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Like, are they actually saying it in theaters? Are you getting the steelbook, right? Is it going to be called the New
Yeah.
Avengers instead of Thunderbolts?
That's what I want
What's
to
the
know. I feel like
DVD
they're
gonna
gonna go
say?
New Avengers.
Or is it gonna be a reversible
Or are they going to do
slipcover?
like something where you could like peel it? Yeah, like a slip cover where you could like change it.
What is it
That'd
gonna be
be
called
cool.
on streaming? If it's gonna be called Thunderbolts or New Avengers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe we'll never even remember its name as Thunderbolts. That'd be funny. I think Marvel is on a groove except for Brave New World.
Yeah, I don't know
Hmm.
how CJ gave that a 4 out of 5 and says that's the better movie than Thunderbolts.
That was a good movie, dude.
He's
You
filling
want
in
to
for
see
Ian.
Han Solo hulking out? That was it. Oh man. All right, I know we got to let Tony go. We'll let the rest of you go at home. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know what you guys think about Thunderbolts, what Marvel project you're excited for in the future, or anything else you're ready to watch. We will be back later with the review of Sin City, I think this Saturday. So expect that. Thanks, Juan. Thanks, Tony. Remember to like, comment,
All right.
subscribe. Later, everybody.
Later, everybody.
But